And your name's?
Michael McGrath.
You were born, you were saying about 1930, were you? Or
31.
31?
Yeah.
You know about the Bridget Cleary story?
Yes, a number of...
Your parents told you?
Not really. My parents weren't from the old locality. It was only... My father came here in 1927.
You heard a lot of stories from various people.
Yeah, there's a number of different versions.
What was one version?
Well, one version that she was Cleary, her husband, he was working in Clonmel, and he was going to come home every weekend. And she was supposed to be very looking girl,
yeah,
beautiful looking girl. And one story was that she was having an affair. He used to come home every weekend, and maybe a quarter, could be a fortnight before he'd come home, and so on and so forth. But eventually he came home and she wasn't looking too good, looking well. And she deteriorated soon then. There was something, she was either gone to the fairies.
A changeling.
A changing, you see, a changing. Actually, the other version was that she was sick.
TB maybe.
And to TB.
Do you think that maybe the fairy lore story was just used as an excuse and that he'd been violent to her before?
No, I wouldn't think so. No, it was at that time, like, it was probably, that idea was around at the time, you know?
It was.
Yeah, and of course then they went to a local herb doctor by the name of Gahan.
Yes, he's buried up at, well, the family's buried up at Cloneen.
Yeah, and she's also, we don't know exactly the pinpoint where she's actually buried, but we know that it was in a certain area.
Near those 4 stones?
So, so we propped those 4 stones, that's what we think she.
Do people talk about this story much around here now?
Well, at the moment, yeah, it is very prevalent, but up to now, I suppose maybe 5 or 6 years ago, there were still descendants of the Gahans.
Yeah.
And, not a whole, but people that took over the cottage, they didn't like people talking about it.
Really?
No. So...
well, it drew attention to their cottage,
yeah,
obviously.
See, I remember we had a public house. My father had a public house in the village. And a man came home from England and he sang the song about Michael Cleary, are you a witch or are you a fairy? And it didn't go down too well, so there was a big row in the pub over it. And of course, it hit sore points with certain people out in the pub at that night.
Why didn't they like it?
Well, it wasn't a very nice thing to happen in the locality. I suppose to nearly worldwide murder, if you like.
Bridget Cleary was a Boland from Drangan. This Cornelius Boland, given his age, would have been about maybe 17 or 18 when Bridget Cleary was murdered by Michael Cleary. Just who this Boland is, I don't know, but pretty sure that he would be a relation, and, going by the age, he would have known all about the burning of Bridget Cleary.
Yeah, people didn't resent other people questioning people about it at that particular time because there were so many people involved. There was a number of people involved in that incident.
The Bolands are her family.
The Bolands were her family, and there were others. There were neighbours.
Yes, the Kennedys, wasn't it? Kennedy,
yes.
Are they still around, these families?
There are none of those now. There are none of those families now around at the moment. Only the last of the, you could nearly see, there's still the Gainey, the Gainey family are still there. They're still local enough.
The Herbman's family. Isn't he?
Yes, the quack doctor, the quack, the doctor. A great grandson of his only died
Yes.
1 month ago.
Oh.
He was interviewed with somebody there
Right.
about two or 3 years ago.
I suppose people are shocked to think that in Catholic Ireland in 1894-95 that a woman might be having an affair. Does that get everyone a bit excited?
Well, I suppose it was. That was only one version. Of course, it may not be true at all.
Yeah.
And the other version was probably more likely that she had TB.
Yes.
And that was the true story.
Yes.
But they said they burned her and all that sort of thing. I don't think they'd. Well, I don't know whether they did or they didn't.
Well, he threw paraffin oil on her, I think,
They
didn't
said
he?
they did, but they put it over the fire. Whether they did or not, I don't know.
Yes.